I wish I'd seen Avatar The Last Airbender, the cartoon first, though. If I'd never seen the actual cartoon, I would have thought Shyamalan's version was what actually happened in the story, which is not only unfinished, but the inferior version. The cartoon is better, and since it's a finished story, I consider it what truly happened. But I wonder if Shyamalan had finished the story if I'd consider his the original. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is an example of the remake story ending first. Because the movie finished first, the ending is cemented, the tale is complete. These are two comics from the original Scott Pilgrim vs. the World series. Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life was published in 2004, the same year the script was handed to Edgar Wright, who decided to make the film. The first draft of the film was published when comic 4 out of 6 was out. O'Malley states that the film's ending was the film's work, suggesting it's two different works. This is true because the comic book ending had nothing to do with the ending of the film. In the movie, Scott fights Gideon and ends up dealing with his inner demons. It's a simple plot where he ends up fighting the bad guy, getting a bit of help from his friends, and learning lessons along the way. In the comic, Gideon has the power of trapping people in their minds with their psychological problems. He ends up trapping Ramona in hers and takes over, but Scott uses the trapping power on Gideon, allowing Ramona and him to escape and defeat Gideon. The mind control aspect of the story was in the comic from book 1, but it's never alluded to in the movie. I even find the final comic wasn't enough to explain the complex mind control story, or why comic Gideon was freezing his past girlfriends. Thus, the movie has a functional plot that works, but the complex ending of the comics seems too quickly rushed and confusing, which being the second ending of Scott Pilgrim goes against my expectations.